The idea behind a polygraph is that if I'm working with a couple, I need to be able to give the spouse some reason to be able to trust their partner. Once the partner of a sex addict catches their spouse in a lie, once they realize that there's been some secret behavior going on that they've not known anything at all about, maybe for a number of years, then they begin to question, at what point can I believe my spouse? And so the polygraph gives them something tangible to be able to base trust upon. Now, something important here, polygraph is a great tool if it's used as an integrated part of therapy and used by a therapist that's used to using polygraph, that knows how to use it. It may cause more harm than good, though, if somebody says, well, I found out you've been doing all this bad behavior. I want to find out if it's still going on. Let's just go take a polygraph. I think that is not a good move at all. If it's used as an integrated part of therapy, it can be very helpful. Otherwise, it can really be very harmful.
So it shouldn't be used as an interrogation tool by the spouse?
No, it's not. In fact, as we use it in our practice, it's not done like a criminal polygraph would be done at all. We don't treat the person like a sex offender. We don't treat them badly. It's not to find out if, we want to find out if you're really a liar. It's not that at all, but rather it's used as a tool to help the sexual addict get all the truth out. Because in the belief system of a sexual addict, they have the belief that people will not love them as they are. Or in other words, if their spouse really knew what they've done, they would leave them. For that reason, then, they continue to keep their behavior hidden. They continue to shade the truth. And as part of our treatment process, we get the sexual addict to do a full disclosure, a clinical disclosure. It's a clinical process, very carefully controlled, carefully monitored. In that disclosure, they go through all of their previous sexual behavior, everything they've done, answer questions that the spouse has, and then questions that I ask on the behalf of the spouse, and then later take a polygraph to back up that disclosure. And the questions on the polygraph are simply, were you truthful during the disclosure? Did you purposely omit any behavior from your disclosure? Have you been sexual with any other persons other than what you revealed? Then we use the polygraph to help the sex addict get the truth out and to give the offended spouse something to build upon for the future.
The polygraph is designed in some ways to give the spouse some confidence that they're getting the truth. And it's not a first step, but maybe a second step after some work around disclosure.
Yeah, it is. And so they can know that the disclosure they got is complete and not just another deception, because a disclosure that's incomplete is not disclosure at all, but it is a deception. Just being able to verify that they have all the truth out, that's not enough. Then to come back periodically, as I'm working with couples doing aftercare, I give the sexual addict the opportunity to take follow-up polygraphs. And the follow-up polygraphs are time limited. They have questions like, since your last polygraph, have you, and then we just fill in the blank with whatever the acting out behaviors were that were revealed during the initial disclosure. So it's not enough just for the spouse to know initially that they know everything. They need at various checkpoints during the recovery process to be able to verify that their spouse has not gone back to that old behavior.
I guess the final question might be, how accurate or reliable are polygraphs? Are there false positives, false negatives?
Most of what people know about polygraphs, they learn from television shows and movies, and frankly, a lot of the way that polygraph is portrayed on them it's pretty entertaining. And yet, modern polygraph, a computerized polygraph instrument with a reputable polygraph examiner, and also an examiner that knows the difference in using this not for criminal activity, not for sexual offenders, but to use it as a part of sex addiction recovery. That kind of polygraph is highly reliable. I want to be able to share with the partners, is that they can trust the results of the polygraph. If it's used carefully, again, as a part of an overall larger treatment process, it can be a very helpful tool.